Hola a todos y bienvenidos a las chorriaventuras de otro. Continuamos con Tomasina en busca de la escurridiza esponja. Hemos encontrado un círculo de setas alucinógenas y vamos a devolverle la muñeca a la niña del campo para que la lave, la friegue y la prenda a fuego. Probablemente en ese orden, porque la verdad es que está la muñeca hecha mierda. Ha sido enterrada y vagaba con gusanos. Mira lo que tengo para ti.
I present to you Myrtle.
Myrtle! I missed you so much.
Now, I believe we had a deal.
Hide and seek.
¿Perdona? Oh,
Come back! It's in moments like these I thank myself for not having children.
bien. Pero ahora puedes tocar el fósil.
I can't pry the fossil from the rock. The trowel is too blunt to chip away.
Sí, supongo que necesitaremos... no creo que necesitemos esto. Es afilado,
The
pero...
hairpin isn't strong enough to remove the fossil.
necesitaremos herramientas del... o nuestras herramientas o las herramientas de este hombre. Muy bien, sigamos a la niña... ¿A dónde?
Jane? Jane, get out of there. Don't make me come in. Fine. Curses. The whole is...
Hombre. Al fin la utilidad de esto.
I was always happiest with a trowel in my hand, uncovering hidden worlds within the earth itself, clod by clod. That should do it. Jane!
Darkness.
Curses. The useless thing blew out. Jane?
Este hombre tenía...
I have not... There's nothing else I...
¿Cómo que no? ¿Tienes esto?
I have one.
Sí, pero no...
Good day.
Yes?
Mr. Crozier, might I borrow your lantern?
Sorry, lass. I need it. My eyesight is not what it used to be. The extra light helps me see what I'm hammering.
I understand. Thanks for your time.
Aye. Speak to you later.
Entonces solo nos queda recuperar nuestras herramientas.
I can't try to pick the lock. I have nothing else to ask for the... I can't think of anything else to talk...
¿Qué hacer? ¿Qué hacer? ¿Qué hacer?
What can you tell me about...
A most charming man. He looks after us here, a good fellow.
Where does he live?
Panswick Manor, on the moors. No visitors allowed. His...
How can I...
Leave me an item of... I'll give it back to you at the end of your stay, when it will be time to pay the piper.
Goodbye.
See you.
Es que no me gusta entregarle esto porque no es nuestro. Si fuese nuestro, pues no habría problema.
Will you accept this?
Can I take a closer look? Aye, silver. That'll do.
Thank you, Mr. Kemp.
Can I get you something to drink?
Not right.
As you will.
I have nothing else to... I've stored my cake in a box with it. The candle has melted, so perhaps Mr. Kemp will replace it. Hello?
Good day.
Can I buy you a drink, Henry?
Really?
Really? We can talk more.
But I told Mr. Price I'd keep...
Doors have locks for this very reason.
You're right. One drink won't take... I shall take you up on your offer, Miss Bateman.
Let us make our way.
The rocket weren't Stevenson's only design, you know. Before that, there were the Blucher and the Locomotion. But my favourite would have to be the Lancashire Witch. I believe he built that in 1828. In Newcastle, of course. Well, that's me. I better be off.
Wait!
Ta-ra, Miss Bateman.
I couldn't even get a word in.
He likes a good chinwag, our Henry.
He certainly does.
Vale, ¿y si lo que hago es... Dubidubidubidum?
What can you tell me about Lord Panswick?
Oh, you've heard of his lordship, then?
Yes, do you know him?
Aye, he comes into the village from time to time, gives sweets to the children, hires young men to work his land. He's well liked around here.
I sense some hesitation, Mr. Tillett.
Well, we kind of have an unspoken agreement with his lordship. He looks after us, provided we leave him alone.
I don't follow.
He likes his privacy.
Some people do.
No one is allowed to visit him.
Do you mean to say that he's a bit eccentric?
No, I've heard people got fired at when approaching his manor uninvited.
Good grief! But is this true?
Well, I won't be the one to find out.
Farewell for now.
Ta-ra!
Vaya, yo esperaba invitar a este a una copa, invitar al otro a una copa y que se distrajeran mutuamente. Vaya por Dios. A ver, pensemos mientras esta anda. La parte buena de que... Cyril... El amigo amistoso antidrenes.
Good day to you, Cyril.
How do, lass?
What do you make of Henry Long?
An idiot who thinks that station's a good idea. Can you imagine? Strangers pouring into Bewley. Turns the stomach, that does.
Maybe he has a point. You could travel.
Bah! You're an outsider. I'd expect you to have such a bad opinion. But Henry, he's a Bewley lad. We've had the odd barney or two in the pub over it all.
I can imagine. Can I buy you a drink, Cyril?
Now?
Yes.
Go on then, lass.
Follow me.
So then he turns around and says, "Why is a dog like a tree?" And I says, "I don't know." And he says, "Because they both lose their bark once they're dead."
Emocionante.
Very droll, Cyril. Well, it's been a pleasure, but I must be off.
Aye, lass. Ta for the drink. You're not too bad for an outsider.
Pero esto es una trampa, Cyril. Es una trampa para ti. Y para mi buen amigo, el señor Largo. Has caído en ella. Eres el cebo.
Hello.
Good day.
Can I buy you another drink?
I suppose one more ale won't hurt. I shall take you up on your offer, Miss Bateman.
Let us make our way.
Así que me habría gastado ya 4, pues son 2 bebidas, más 2 bebidas, más 2 bebidas.
If that station hadn't been built, we would never have met. Blessed be the
Y
Midland
cada bebida son
Railway.
2 peniques.
Idiot! That station is the worst decision this village has ever made!
Los 12 peniques mejor gastados.
Cyril Farnaby, a miserable man with miserable ideas. I will change your mind even if it kills me.
Y allá van. Perfecto. Somos balleneros. Vamos, arpones.
Kenneth taught me this useful trick. A hairpin is much more than a hair accessory. A few wiggles and this lock should spring right open. I've snapped the hairpin in the process, but I managed to unlock the door. Let's open this envelope. There's a note inside.
Señora Tomasina.
How very frustrating. I wonder what happened. I'd better get this to the alley before Mr. Long comes back. Moving a fully laden crate through the village square was no easy task.
Sobre todo si no quieres que te vean, porque si te ven con la caja enorme, sabrán que eres tú quien ha forzado la puerta.
Somehow, no one was there to witness it.
Estaban todos mirando por las ventanas. La vieja del visillo te vio.
But I didn't give up, because I never give up, do I, Mother?
No lo sé. Tú lo sabrás. A lo mejor tu madre también lo sabe.
I am as stubborn as my father, as you liked to remind me.
Bueno, eso sí lo hemos visto, que es muy cabezota.
Wait. Where is my money?
Oh,
It's not
genial.
in here. Kenneth, you absolute liability of a man. It looks like everything else is in here. Picks, specimen trays, shovels. Oh, my chisel, I'll take that. Ah, my lantern.
Bien.
It feels light. There mustn't be any oil inside. I'll leave the rest in the crate. Stanley assured me things would be safe here. No money and no assistant. This is most inconvenient. Still, I've been in worse situations. I've got a tab at the inn for now. I'll worry about money later. I must find that Barrow and get on with the excavation.
Genial.
I don't wish to carry... It's my crate.
No me fío de este. Pero hay una tumba nueva.
Hello? I really must find...
What did I tell you? Naught to be...
What can you tell me about Lord Panswick?
Naught to say, except don't be sniffing around his lordship's manor. You'll end up with a round of shot in you.
I beg your pardon?
You heard me. Just mind your own business.
Goodbye.
Ta-ra.
Vale. Necesitamos aceite. Primera parada. Aquí. Si alguien puede... ¿Aceite? Puede tener aceite es este hombre o el herrero.
I don't think Stanley would be interested in... I don't think... Henry Long can...
The man drinks like a...
He certainly...
I've seen him drink this place dry and still be up to tend his garden at sunrise. The man can truly hold his ale.
Goodbye.
See you.
¿Siguen ahí enzarzados? Sí.
Good day.
Yes?
I was wondering if you might be able to spare some lantern oil.
I don't have much to spare, lass. Paraffin is as rare as hen's teeth in these parts. How much coin do you have?
Ninguna.
None, I'm afraid.
If you're in a bind, I can trade you a small amount.
A trade, you say?
Aye.
What can I trade you for some lantern oil?
Surprise me.
Genial.
Thanks for your
Aye.
Sé que quiere. Tupidum. Ella lo quería para sí misma, pero bueno.
Splendid. I've managed to extract it in one piece.
The One Piece is real.
Es el One Piece.
Would you trade some of your paraffin for this fossilized ammonite, Mr. Crozier?
Now then, 'tis a beauty that. It looks familiar. I'll take it off your hands.
Wonderful.
Let me fetch some paraffin from inside. There you are.
Thank you, Mr. Crozier. I need paraffin to fuel my lantern.
Bien, ya
My
tenemos luz.
lantern is fueled and...
Y ahora a cazar niños. Ja 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 ja.
Right.
No,
Jane,
da mal
come out at
rollo.
once.
Porque oigo latidos de corazón. Vaya por Dios.
Goodness me. Jane!
Silly, what are you doing in that smelly old badger's hole?
You were in there.
No, I weren't.
Yes, you were.
Not true. I was hiding behind that tree over there. I got bored of waiting for you.
So where can I find Hobbs Barrow?
Go north from the church graveyard, up the hill. You'll see some muddy fields on the horizon. That's Mr. Bryden's farm. Hobbs Barrow is there. Don't tell any grown-ups I told you. And thanks for getting Myrtle back.
My pleasure. Thank you, Jane. You've been a great help.
Vale. Tenemos una ubicación. ¡A por ella! Y ha dicho que es por aquí.
As I trudged through the barren moors, with only the odd sheep for company, I reflected upon my visit to Bewley thus far. The enigmatic Mr. Shoulder and his puzzling disappearance, the townsfolk of Bewley who had made it as difficult as they could for me to find Hobbs Barrow, the suspicion, the wariness in their eyes. Only now I know it was actually fear.
Interesante.
In the end, it was the innocence of a child, young Jane, that condemned me to my fate. The gate opens out into a vast tilled field. I've no desire to wander the furrows. This is not mine to...
Tampoco era tuyo... Oh, no. Una cabra.
What a wild-looking thing.
Tampoco era tuya la cruz y la has dado porque patata. Hola, ¿me vas a atacar a que sí?
Easy, girl. I'm not fond of goats at the best of times, but this one seems particularly disagreeable.
Buffy es malvado.
The entrance to the farm.
Hello?
What do you want?
My name is Thomasina Bateman. Mr. Bryden, I presume.
Aye. What do you want, lass?
I understand Hobbs Barrow is located on your land.
Oh, well, yes. Why'd you ask?
I am an antiquarian, Mr. Bryden. I'm writing a volume on the Barrows of England.
Oh, I suppose you'll be wanting to dig about it.
If at all possible, Mr. Bryden. I was invited to Bewley by Mr. Leonard Shoulder, who told me such an excavation would be possible.
Leonard Shoulder? Ha! I haven't seen him in years. The last I heard he were on death's door. There's to be no more digging there, lass. Not since it went so badly last time.
Was there a previous excavation of Hobbs Barrow?
Aye. Me brother dug it up. Must have been, 25 years ago. You see, whatever he found inside, well, it drove him mad.
Oh?
Aye. I moved back here to look after him. Poor bastard hanged himself not long after.
I'm sorry, Mr. Bryden. That's terrible.
Aye. Time passes, but it were an awful thing.
Tell me about yourself, Mr. Bryden.
I live here with my wife, and I might be long in tooth, but I can still run this farm without too much help.
What did your brother find?
Samuel. Samuel were his name.
Sorry, what did Samuel find in the barrow?
I don't know, but something went wrong. Afterward, he could barely speak. You couldn't make out a word, like.
That must have been hard.
He lost a hand in that excavation too, you know.
Goodness me, how?
I try hard not to speculate on what might have happened, lass. I'd see him disappear into that barrow, dragging timber in with him. You'd hear him hammering away for hours. I offered him help, but he'd have none of it. Soon enough, he'd blocked the entrance off. To look at it now, you'd never know the thing we dug up. The land has reclaimed it.
Who else was involved in the excavation?
2 others, I believe. Outsiders, perhaps. I can't say for sure. I think they left town pretty swiftly afterwards. I lived in Bakewell at the time. I only moved back here to look after Samuel. I took over the farm when he passed away.
I see. You haven't seen Mr. Shoulder for some time?
I hear about him now and then, but it must be a good few years since I set eyes on him.
He hasn't been here to visit Hobbs Barrow?
Not to my knowledge. I heard he's beset by ailments. Don't leave his home often.
How odd. I assumed he'd spoken to you about my visit.
Not at all.
What can you tell me about your farm?
Samuel's fair to side. We're a fortunate family. The soil is fertile here. Crops grow without too much trouble. All the other farmers round here raise livestock, even Lord Panswick. We grow feed for him.
Most fortunate, Mr. Bryden. Is your wife home?
She's out in fields, lass, pulling weeds. The curse of such fertile soil. 40 years we've been married. I couldn't do it without her, you see.
How splendid.
Aye, my wife is a fine woman. Are you married, lass?
No. I've had my fair share of proposals, Mr. Bryden, but that's not the life for me.
Marriage is an important institution. You'll find a man one day.
I manage rather well without one, Mr. Bryden. What can you tell me of Lord Panswick?
He keeps us going. Most of our crops go to feed his animals.
What is he like?
Oh, I've hardly laid eyes on him. He sends his workers here to pick up the crops.
I see. That's quite an intimidating goat you own.
The old girl does a better job of protecting this farm than any hound would. She still produces a lot of milk for us, so we forgive her temper.
You say Mr. Shoulder is at death's door. What exactly ails him?
I'm unsure. It's just what I've heard. I wouldn't want to speculate on matters that are not my business.
Mr. Bryden, may I please have your permission to excavate Hobbs Barrow?
No. Have you not been listening, lass? Samuel found something in there that's best left to rot. No digging here, lass.
Ah.
Wouldn't you like to find out more about what Samuel
Seguramente
found in there?
no.
Perhaps. But Samuel boarded up that barrow for a reason. You don't want to tempt the same fate, lass.
Perhaps I can at least see Hobbs Barrow.
I suppose you've come a long way to be here, lass.
All the way from London, Mr. Bryden.
Have you any proof of all you've told me?
You wish to see proof of what, Mr. Bryden?
I can't let any Tom, Dick or Harry wander around me fields. What proof have you of your claims?
Thanks for your...
Ta-ra.
Here is proof that Mr. Shoulder invited me to Bewley in order to excavate Hobbs Barrow.
Leonard making bold promises, I see. Don't make me regret this. But yes, you can have a look at it.
Thank you.
Al fin llegaremos al sitio.
Once you've set your eyes on it, you won't be wanting to outdo with it. The place gives one a queer feeling.
So where can I find it?
Through that gate to your left. Just head straight across the top to the field there. After 10 minutes or so, you'll see Barrow, set on a hill ahead.
Thank you again, Mr. Bryden. I really do appreciate it.
Diez minutos después, bajo la lluvia.
I probably should have brought my umbrella.
Sí. AR.
AR. I haven't a clue what that could be referring to. Finally, here it is. Hobbs Barrow.
Es un montón de mierda. Pero obviamente sí. Es decir, la tierra se pone encima de...
Indeed, a barrow of a most unusual rectangular form. I've not seen something like this since West Kennet Long Barrow. Yes, this shall make a fine entry for my book. What secrets do you conceal, I wonder? In good time. No, that won't achieve. I can't see how that will help me.
Pues removerá la tierra y será más fácil de quitar. Vale, pues ya sabemos dónde... no podemos mover de forma rápida.
I've walked all the way here. I'm not leaving without... That smell. Earthy and sweet.
El accidente del Papa.
3, 2, 1. You can open your eyes now, Thomasina.
Tomasina en busca del Papa.
Come.
Escondite.
Are you ready for your first excavation?
Yes, Daddy.
Capital. Make sure you remember everything I've taught you. I have a feeling you might find something special.
How exciting.
I'll be watching from the steps, my little bird. Good luck.
Thank you, Daddy.
Al menos se ha alejado de la estatua.
Now I'm ready. Nothing here. No treasures here.
Ah, aquí hay otro.
Treasure! Daddy, I found the treasure! Look!
Well done, little bird. Your first successful excavation. That urn you're holding is very old and precious. Take good care of it, all right?
I will, Daddy. I promise.
Achus, y se rompió.
I do have a feeling there is something exceptional to be discovered here. I must gain Mr. Bryden's permission to excavate.
Ah, saben que nos encontraremos ahora anocheciendo.
Darkness falls quickly here. I should make my way back to the inn.
En principio, si nos permite usar el mapa, es porque no hay nada que nos entorpezca el camino.
No one here.
Mentira, hay alguien. Hay gente nueva.
Mr. Crozier is enjoying a large mug of ale.
Good evening, Miss Bateman.
Good evening, Stanley. I found Hobbs Barrow.
Oh,
Sí.
remember what I said, Miss Bateman? There are stories connected to that place.
Yes, stories you won't elaborate on, I might add. Don't worry about me, Stanley. I'm quite capable of warding off imagined fiends.
I have no doubt, but please leave that place be.
I've come this far, there's no turning back now.
That's precisely what worries me.
Goodbye.
See you.
It's Herbert, the local stray.
Good evening, Miss.
Good evening. Goodbye.
See you.
Nah, a la cama.
Time for bed. Tomorrow I shall convince Mr. Bryden to allow me to begin my excavation.
Además, mañana es día de mercado.
Miss Bateman,
Sí.
how are you?
Tired.
Gonna buy you a drink?
One won't hurt.
Excellent. I feel bad about what happened last night. I'm sorry I can't remember it.
That's all right, Mr. Tillett. Alcohol can do all sorts of damage to one's memory.
I was thinking that maybe if we had another drink tonight, I might remember what happened.
I'm not sure that's logical.
But worth trying?
I don't need any further convincing.
Take your seat, Miss Bateman. I shall return with the goods.
To Leonard Shoulder.
Wherever he may be. been meaning to ask you something.
Yes?
Why did Leonard Shoulder ask you to dig up Hobbs Barrow?
Despite his disappearing act the previous evening, not to mention his questionable sobriety, I decided Mr. Tillett was to be my ally.
Bueno, no sé yo.
I spoke again of Mr. Shoulder's letter, his proposed excavation, and my status as an antiquarian and barrow digger. He was fascinated and quite excited at the prospect of meeting the soon-to-be author of a real-life book.
You must find all manner of riches on your digs.
Barrow digging is not all success, Mr. Tillett. Often I'll come across the likeliest of sites steeped in promise. We set to work with shovel and pick and all the other barrow opening paraphernalia you can imagine. Every stone carefully taken down, every shovel full of earth put dutifully through the sieve, and we find nothing. Or you may find a miserable remnant of animal bone or a shard of pottery hardly to be recognized from the peat in which it decayed. Sometimes it's as if some Neolithic humorist prepared an elaborate practical joke for your special benefit.
It still sounds much more exciting than spending your days sitting in England's most remote railway station.
Are you all right, Mr. Tillett?
I've had another argument with Agnes.
Your wife?
Aye. She didn't want me coming to the plough tonight. Truth is, I've been drinking my life away since my mother passed.
Oh, that's terrible. I'm sorry for your loss.
You're kind, Miss Bateman. Thank you. It's been a year since the old girl left us. She had a horrible end, wasting away, day by day. Consumption got her. She was naught but bones by the end. I can't get the image out of my mind. She were everything to me.
I'm so sorry.
I apologise for going on, Miss Bateman. It's not appropriate.
Don't worry, Mr. Tillett. I appreciate your openness.
Used to love going for walks out in the moor, my mother and I, ever since I were a little one. She'd get a tear in her eye as she looked out upon it. She loved this land. I asked Mr. Crozier to build a bench, which we've erected at a lookout spot on the moors. Margaret's Lookout, we called it. Aye.
That's a beautiful tribute.
Aye. If you take a seat there, do keep her in your thoughts, won't you?
Of course, Mr. Tillett. I can relate in some manner. My father had an accident when I was very young. He's still alive, but he can neither move nor speak. He spends his entire life bedbound and incapable of communicating or looking after himself in any way.
How dreadful.
He was a barrow digger himself, an antiquarian of some renown. He taught me so much, even though I was so young. I think writing this book is my way of carrying on his work. It helps me reclaim those earlier memories of him, and I visit him often to tell him all about my excavations.
Can he hear you?
I've no idea. The doctors aren't sure. I'd do anything to make him better, Mr. Tillett. I'd do anything to bring him back to the man he was. I am in a state of suspended mourning for a man caught between life and death.
Dreadful. Just dreadful.
We all have our weaknesses. Mine just happens to be my father.
And what of your mother?
A cold woman. We haven't talked in quite some time. I think she blamed me for my father's accident somehow.
You were but a child.
Indeed. She thus saw it fit that a governess should raise me as she spent her life grieving for my father.
Well then, I propose a toast.
A toast to what?
A shared sense of loss.
I'll toast to that, Arthur. Now then, enough of this wallowing.
Let us be merry. Another round.
I really shouldn't. But I did. And another after that. And another. The frustrations of my visit to Bewley slipped away with each swill of Stanley's finest ale. We had great fun that night, Mr. Tillett and I. I treasure the memory.
Go on then. Let's hear those pipes.
Mustn't.
Sing the song.
You're incorrigible.
Please. You'll make a sad man happy.
Oh, all right then.
Alright.
clasps, celts, and arrowheads I'll try to claw within my clutch. And if a shield I should espy, I'll vow there ne'er was such.
With popish tricks and relics rare, the priests their flocks do gull. In casting out the earth take care. Huzzah! I've found a skull!
Eso suena un poco celta. Irlandés. Pero ya viene de Londres. ¡Oh! En la tierra de los sueños llegaremos al túmulo, donde está el gatete humanizado. ¿O eres algo feérico? Feo eres.
Hello, Thomasina.
Hello?
What is this? Who are you?
Batman.
I'm the one that saved your father.
What do you mean?
You were here 25 years ago.
My father?
You were deep down with the others. You were there, and something went wrong. I dragged him out.
Impossible.
I helped him then, and I can help him again.
I don't understand.
Believe my words. You'll find proof in morning. Now go. One more thing. This is not a dream.
Interesante.
Goodness, that was a terrible sleep.
Muy bien, pues vamos a dejarlo aquí por hoy. Esto ha sido Charlie Aventuras de Blackwood y esto ha sido el comienzo del día 2. Al fin hemos encontrado el lugar, pero no nos dejan excavar. Y hemos tenido sueños raros. Así que nada, hasta la próxima. Adiós.